teams.
And Golden Boy mentioned it actually. Great point that Xerxia beat FPX when they weren't running Sugetsu, when Sugetsu wasn't at the tournament in Copenhagen. But it's even more impressive because FPX are the best team in the world on Ascent. That's the only time that FPX have lost Ascent in the Fade meta. And yes, it was with a sub, but other teams couldn't do that against them. So Xerxia have managed to pick up a scout recently. Slight shift in terms of their composition though.
And there is
going to be a very quick hit.
There is tempo. Right behind this one. Damage though is being done. Service in so much trouble. And what a haunt. Lights up the world for them. Crew still finding all the damage in the world. Off the back of this one, the Prowler is going to be connected. Got to be careful not to expend too many bullets, but just enough left in the clip. And Klaus, oh, I mean, just 4 kills.
Game changer here for Crew. After that Haven performance where everything was going wrong.
And the pistol rounds, Josh.
Yeah, the
so
pistol
important.
rounds, they are incredibly important.
Think about how these teams have been converting these bonus rounds with such consistency.
3 out of 4 so far.
Yeah, you're almost, at this point, statistically likely to get the 4th round on the board. And not too much can withstand a shot from the Marshal. Straight to the chest. No armor to impede it. A lot of damage being done though. Kesnet should be careful here, but there's a gap in the smoke, and he still wants to take liberties.
He is so aggro. He gets punished for it this time around.
Yeah.
But Nags with the backup.
One enemy remaining.
A little bit too narrow Nags to be watching, but like you said, Nags is going to be backing him up, watching that one.
Carry players we have at Champions. And he's going to try and show everybody why.
So using that Marshal as well. Giving a bit of money in the bank, presumably for the operator.
Look how aggressive he is. I mean,
so
just
aggressive.
Hunting every fight, disrespecting every angle.
Complete freedom being showcased, but he dashes to the side. There's no punishment in sight. A bit of spam though being exchanged there with the rifles. You do have to be cautious from the defense side if you are Crew watching this one, but Xerxia going to be feeling the pressure to convert this round when they've invested the money into this one. And against that bonus, you don't want to give them too much, and that is a beautiful selection of utility. Pushes Mazzino out of that area.
And it's a fantastic first kill. Even on Haven, Xerxia actually were trailing in the first kill department. So getting those online, so important.
So cleared through B main though. Labs has been watching it, but it's a stellar step there from Sushi Boys. After the aim of Klaus across their placement wasn't quite accurate enough and scary, you are really taking risks with this one. He's got teammates to back him up though, and they want to be taking the fight straight to them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bit too much if you're only there alone. But with Surf to back him up, that's just a great play. Dominate the smoke early. Stop the Crew players from getting in any kind of position. Yeah. And this has been one of the few bonus rounds that hasn't found any level of success. It's looking like a flawless.
So wants to go for it. Bit of running gun in action, but of course the teammates backing him up. Not quite the flawless, Josh, but
poor Bezos.
They've
only really been able to deliver big blows occasionally.
Now you're starting to see the breach at play though. God, Deltic watches it. There was nothing to really push players over that angle, but they are going to spam just the common position that's being played, and that is really good movement once more. Xerxia working their way through the choke point.
Such a good bait and switch, right through the smoke. And Fox comes as the backstab.
It's all coming together right now for Xerxia. So he locked down, it has to be a bit of presence, a bit of pace injected into that one as Crew know they have to disrupt it.
And that's a smackdown round.
Feel it, man, you can hear it.
How much does it mean to Xerxia? How much does this mean to Xerxia? It's everything. The spam there back and forth. Kesnet taking so many risks here with the Guardian. You gotta be kidding. Two kills?
Kesnet.
Only Kesnet.
2 kills?
No one else in the server can get that kind of stuff done. Absolute magic from the LATAM star.
So much pressure being applied. The dash goes to the side. There's no way to disengage, but somehow ends up favored in it. But, okay, returned pound for pound. That's going to be that 3v3 scenario.
And that duel of the Killjoys could have swapped things in favor of Crew. Instead, brings things back to a 3v3.
Whiff.
Yeah, just missing the C's there. Gives up B main control. And the defense has to still play so spread. They don't have information on anybody other than Fox. So you can't stack B just yet.
Running them down.
It's a little bit all over the place, isn't it? The knife gets good info.
Oh, it does.
Just the one, actually.
But you still know that
30
Fox was
seconds
in this area. And Fox
Takes the fight
confirms it.
anyway, he's got the teammate to back him up. Angles are being watched for. That is the site controlled. We're able to get the spike down.
Kesnit's had to watch this entire round fall to pieces.
Spike
Spectating the rest of his team. Doing what they can with the light weaponry. But Delzic's in a 1v3 that just is impossible to win.
He's got the rifle, though, and he's got money to take some risks in it, so you never know.
Sushi Boys is coming up behind, though.
Yeah.
All the Xerxes players have to do is
And
delay.
the C's, and the aftershock. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Okay.
coming back.
And hit of the site.
This looks fast. Off the rip, really, doesn't it?
But I think Nax has read it. Nax moving his setup over to B.
He has read it to a degree. He does also have his own ultimate to be used. There it is, the Killjoy locked down. And Kesnit playing inside of the smoke, making sure he can spam down those angles so nobody pushes their mark just a little bit further forwards. The Haunt lights him up, a bit of spam through the wall. Damage is being done in the lockdown. Nothing do any damage to it.
But they had to give up the site. That hit from Xerxes, they prod their way in. Both jets get traded, and it's a full reset. But look how much time is still on the clock. 1 minute 10. And KRU haven't taken the opportunity to go and grab gelato control. Delzik sat so safely sturdy, but also passive.
Oh. Yeah, Naxa just playing at the back of the site means that this alarm bot is offline, and that is unfortunate.
Oh,
Knife flashing onto the lamp, man!
That would have found 3 players in mid, and now Mazzino
No
knows.
information.
They know nothing.
No information at all. Holes in the defensive protocol.
Oh, and
Klaus's
Klaus
Haunt
misses
misses.
Haunt as well. Is this the KRU crumble?
Just everything's whiffing right now.
Face your fear!
Now the knife fall into the stuns. Really difficult to try and overcome this one. Klaus has to do the most, and he does it. The reset of the game. The spray down for 2. He defends his sight.
I have the spike.
You will not be taking this away from me, but Xerxes still a bit of skin in the game. There's 15 seconds left
There's
into
an
the
ult.
round, and there's an ult online to be able to pivot all the way to the A site. It's going to be free for them.
And no one read it in the moment. I think that final kill from Scary got the ult online. So it wasn't something that KRU had thought about at the beginning of this round. So now a 3v2 retake.
Really quick thinking. Fox has got a great backstab position right now on Cat.
KRU didn't win a single retake on Haven.
Yeah, they are favoured right now, though, with the player advantage, but they have a lot to clear because they don't know where these players are. This one way is brutal. Turret's going to be dropped down. It doesn't really spot anybody. The paranoia as well goes so wide, and timing is really everything. Fox has revealed his position to a degree. The Horn comes through, but it is planted out in the open, and they are not watching for it, but still, the angles watch. Deltic whips it around. The Vandal eventually finds its mark. They weren't really watching it.
Pressing swarm grenade.
Kesnit's got the Blade Storm. And he's in a position where he can updraft over the top.
And there you go. You see it in action immediately. The updraft play with the knives.
He's always going to hunt for those kills.
It's the kill claimed onto the Jet opposition. The Kesnit versus Surf matchup that we've been highlighting.
And no opportunity for a trade whatsoever. Still looking to get aggressive, trying to find anyone who was pushing off the back of the Prowler.
Fox is showing an immense amount of disrespect right now, just trying to... That destroys the wall, the door, destroys the setup, at least. They did have that alarm bot set up, though, Cat here.
Because Kesnit is fighting the guys approaching mid, it means that, again, KRU haven't actually taken extremity control. While Xerxes are focused very heavily on the mid fights, KRU are not taking space in A main or B main. That might hurt them later on in the round, but they do have the 5v4 advantage.
Where are you?
40 seconds remaining. Time is starting to run low, especially if they want to be contacting all the way in here. Cutting noise. Making sure that they clear every possible angle. Did Jiggle peek? Did Mazzino get information
30
there?
seconds left.
Don't believe so.
Oh, it's just a game of timing.
I think they've perfectly timed each
There's
other.
no way they've missed each other like that, and it is the run and gun just to try and survive it. Braverman goes off to the side. It's going to stop players pushing him right there, but right from behind in market. Because it does claim the one, but he doesn't have too much more to his name when it comes to the weaponry. And you're right, Josh. Time has run so low, and they have not dealt with these anchoring players. We're going right into the maw. Beautiful setup there from KRU, and time the worst enemy.
It feels like they've shown us glimpses of it today. Icebox absolutely was one of the old-time performances.
Xerxes, yeah.
This time not exploring mid, looking to just throw a little bit of utility simply one fault line over towards A, but it has kept 3 players tethered to that site.
Probably get some good information here, but the players are willing to, again, disrespect it a little bit.
They've got a great
space,
timing.
Flash over the top, and yet timing is vitally important. A dash into the cloudburst. Surf is in. He's cut up the side. He knows nobody's holding close, but the flashes are pushing him back from really doing anything else in these anchor positions.
The anchor positions have been reinforced. Delzik using his Omen ult to get into the back B site and help out Klaus. But I love the way the Xerxia have just pumped the brakes here. Now KRU are going to be forced to look for info, and they're punished.
The jiggle peaks. Just making sure that they can check, are they still there? Which way are they? And at the end of the day, it's Xerxia. The mechanical ability finally shining through.
30 seconds left.
Surf leading the charge as well, making sure he can claim all sorts of kills. Cloudburst moving forwards, but guess what? Every single angle of it being watched carefully. Nags is the last player standing for his team. He's sort of overstepping himself though. Scary is weak. There is a possibility.
Spike planted.
But only just that, a possibility. It's going to be an uphill battle if he wants to try and win this one.
And that turret position does not look like he's going to be too interested. Maybe going for a look towards market, but
4 grand in the back pocket.
yeah, I'd certainly be tempted to go for this one.
Surely, right?
Maybe he's worried about delivering Fox closer to the Nightfall or something, but playing this one very safe.
Yeah.
And the LATAM teams, I mean, especially Leviathan, have been going for tons of these saves that have helped their economy. Definitely the best team in terms of understanding when to save and when not to.
Yeah.
And this game,
destroyed.
a bit of like the sister game to what we saw from Leviathan against Paper Rex.
Sure, yeah.
So far, champs seems to be a bit of a battle between LATAM and APAC. The #1 seed.
Give it your all.
That round 8 was a gorgeous example of how to abuse the defensive protocols from the KRU. You apply a bit of pressure over towards B, the players sink back into their anchor positions, and when you stop the B hit, when you cancel, they have to go and look for information. Because you could just be exploring anywhere else on the map. So Xerxia have already got the 1-up. Now they go back to their old strat of exploring through mid.
See if they can pull the players towards that direction. Of course, the Killjoy setup is setting up on A.
And they don't know how heavily Catwalk has been defended. Every single round, Delzik or Nagzet has been defending Cat.
Slowdown should go through. Not too many problems. Smoke's going to be going down into the choke points.
And look at the rest of Xerxia. They're just waiting for the B push. They're hoping, begging, that Kesnit has got aggressive in B main and is looking to flank them and they can punish. But no such luck.
All that utility being used to just, again, push back any sort of attempt at the execute. You see the nanoswarm that was used prior, but they still want to go in anyway. It's going to be that A split. Surf's already working his way through, a bit of a jump peek, but still unable to remove Nags. At least not until now. A 1-for-1 trade, a bit of a dash to the side. Kesnit will survive, and a spike is dropped down to the floor with 20 seconds remaining. It's a wraparound.
It's a wild flank from both teams here. Scary was on a crazy late lurk. And he threw his paranoia, giving away his position. And now this is unwinnable.
Yeah.
7 seconds left. Scary still hasn't lost a 1v1, but not the same stat when it comes to 1v2s. Or not passively, but safely, Kesnit is positioning himself. KRU have never gone for an aggro B main push or A main push. When Kesnit is hunting fights, it's through mid or by anchoring A and looking to take duels. And here he is again. Look at Kesnit on the minimap, holding control of mid, and that allows Nags to take his alarm bot that would usually be used for info in mid, and instead anchor a spot super heavily. He's chosen Catwalk this time. But they're using Kesnit as like a flex rotate player.
Yeah.
Flying around the map trying to fill holes all over the place.
Which is unusual, now that you mention it.
But it lets him get mobile without being in spots where Xerxia can punish him as easily.
Sure.
It's a cool idea.
A knife, I believe, tags on to numerous amounts of players, so that's good information going to be gathered there for KRU.
And it's another really slow round.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
Xerxia don't have the time to pump fake B.
If
they go here, they just have to commit.
You have to go all in. Cloudburst is there, and it's spam coming through. Surf tries to dash into his own smoke, but the angle was being watched for once more. And Fox is so weak. It's been just beamed down to the double digits, and again almost paid for it with his life. The Haunt, though, does give good information, and even the Aftershock as well does force the positioning for a favourable fight onto the side, but they still have to deal with Mazzino. Scary playing up close into the smoke. He could get the spray down that he was looking for, but again...
Zersha would love to get a thrifty, but it just doesn't seem like it would be on the cards. What is this positioning?
They're waiting on a knife.
I mean, you're so far away to wait out a knife.
I mean, this is...
KRU have not been getting aggressive in tiles at all. And why would they do it on an anti-eco?
That's the question, isn't it? I mean...
Certainly reading into some kind of set play, though.
Strange. Okay, but they want to go fast anyway. Wait out the Prowler. There's the second one that comes through. And a Haunt dash over the top. And that Paranoia is excellent.
What a set play.
Yep, Klaus just could not see a thing. Okay. Bit of spam damage there. The stray bullet does catch onto one of the targets he was looking for, but the rifles in their hands are going to be swapping it around, making sure that they get some upgrades onto the site with the spike planted. Could be exactly what Zersha ordered.
And the KRU retakes were not looking good on Haven, but we've already seen them perform much better here on Ascent.
Shock into the corner of the blades. Put away for but a moment. Still 1 or 2 left remaining, and now regenerated. Back in his hands. Kesnick can do some serious damage into the smoke. That's going to be common for, but Cruz, he claims one of his own. The right click misses, and the run and gun. Oh, it's Scary who gets it. Rolling Thunder on top of it just to secure it in the end, and a thrifty. When it was looking like it was about to snowball out of there.
B. It has been the favoured site of Zersha.
It hasn't really been any of that defensive aggression whatsoever. Kesnick is pushed very deep in mid, though. The Haunt spots him. He has to respect it. He'll be hopping away there with a smoke now placed up into mid, and Prowler for a Prowler. An exchange of that utility, seeing if they can hold on control of B main.
And this is a much earlier fight over B main. And I think that this is going to allow them to fake it and head back over to where Sushi Boys is playing.
That's the plan, because look at the ultimate as well. Scary's got his ultimate, and he's got the spike.
And they forced out the ult from Mazzino. So the Null Command comes out so early on, within the first 30 seconds of the round, and Sushi Boys was playing for Gelada control. He has A. At any point here, Zersha could decide to pivot back. They're just playing it safe, scoping out the map.
He's making a lot of noise, though. It seems like this hit wants to come through the Nano Swarm.
They don't have the players here just yet.
What are they going to be pivoting into?
Maybe it's a bit of a pump fake and they're going back into a B split. Remember, Scary can go anywhere with the spike here. He has his Omen ult.
Players going to be opting to just try and take control of market there, but the Paranoia rips across now to Nightfall. This is to try and stop this. Frontline as well. Surf is really in a dangerous situation. Haunted up, fully revealed, locked down onto the site. All the utility is just absolutely wrangling them.
But these players are not leaving A. Sushi Boys coming back through here, expecting A to be open, but they still get the kill on Kesnick.
Yep, and KRU are just holding down the angles. You're completely right, Josh. They're expecting the over-rotation, 12 seconds remaining. And it's being watched for. Scary had to cancel the ult, or at least it was killed. 7-5 will be the half there for KRU. A narrow margin.
To say that this is the most important round of the entire match. And it's aggression immediately coming out.
Oh, it's
the
so
shark
fast.
attack.
The pace is just injected
But
into it. A
KRU
flash to
read
the
it.
side! And they have read it.
Completely.
Absolutely absorbing the aggression right into them.
Bot coming back.
Baiting the trap.
And that has got to be the most common pistol round strat that we see out of defensive-sided teams if they're going to run a set play. And KRU read it like a book.
That is a great opening for them. Already with this 2-round lead. Look at Orbit secured. Cruz would have to pull off that 1v5 if he wanted to have any shot of winning it. And at this point, it just seems so unlikely.
And this is going to make the half so much more difficult for Zersha.
Really difficult.
So much more difficult. Barring the Crew's 1v5.
Oh, yep.
Which he's found a headshot to begin.
Ah, yep. Okay. That's all.
But this is going to be... Zersha not going for a gamble stack. Which might be their only chance of being able to take something with classics and a shorty in hand. The shorty not even on this site.
But respect being shown. No fast play, just a bit of poking from KRU, making sure that they find out where the defensive setup is.
And silence can sometimes be more dangerous than hearing a lot of people on the site. All of this silence on B might be making them think that there's a bunch of people waiting around. And they could be going into the Zersha trap right now. 3 people on the A site. But Cruz has got to make sure that he escapes, ready to play with the rest of the team.
I'll take this fight with just a classic. I mean, the guy is weak. Fault line was ripping across. into mid there, but the players are going to be able to find their way into Cat. Momentarily, door's going to be broken down, and there is a stack. A lot of players just ready and waiting to see if they can find the shots they're looking for. The smoke drop down causes a lot of difficulties. You have to watch either side of this one, but the Haunt, Scary swinging out of it with just a shorty in his hands.
And this is looking like a very clean round. Unless Surf can get some magic working.
Just
Haunt out, but Nags is there.
Enemy remaining.
All covered.
And there's only a single weapon taken away.
Yeah,
As
not
KRU
exactly
get
the flawless, but
an extreme
More Command does have it ready and waiting. It might be red. You can see the purchase of the Odin there just to try and spam down that one sight line. There was a fast play in the books, in the cards. Has to get called off for now.
There's been a tiny bit of chip damage, but nothing major. That's a lot of shooting they can hear going on.
He's getting counter spam by Sheriffs.
And just going for the drive-by.
Dude, Fox is almost dead.
In the meantime, it's Nags holding down A main. No way!
No
What an
way!
entry from Kesnit.
And KRU he just acts to try and spam this one down. This could be it. The backbreaker. What a way to open it. What an opening in this bonus. No Command's popped off. Doors being closed on a couple of his teammates there, even with the one-ways in their face, but that spike is going to start to get planted. Position needs to be held, Surf. That's just a bit of a pre-fire, I think. But Deslet goes down nevertheless.
Can Sushi Boys find his pick onto Kesnit?
So
Does he have the awareness?
clear it?
Oh, he
No.
has no idea.
Not a clue. Not a clue in the world. And Kesnit, all he needs to do here is survive. Cloudburst is going to be hiding his position, and I think a call has been made to save.
It feels like the end of every bonus round that we've seen so far. There has only been there's been an astounding amount of bonus rounds converted in this series. But it feels like every time it just has to end in a save.
Yeah. And, I mean, listen, I don't want to call it, but it feels like that is the nail in the coffin. You win the pistol round. You win the anti-eco. You win the bonus. 10 and 5 being the scoreline. KRU can feel it.
Surf has got to be the difference maker, the miracle worker here for Xerxia. Only player with a rifle in hand.
Yeah.
Previously been the star. 40% of his team's first kills.
And KRU have been disciplined to clear this. And look at that. Fragment nade. Forced to swing. Forced to dash forward. He is lucky to get out of his life.
And he gives the rifle away.
Yeah.
I've had my try. Cruz, it's up to you now.
Higher health on Cruz. See if we can get anything done. A bit of spin there to pre-fires. Flash over the top though. Reposition in order. And KRU making sure they don't overstep themselves with a minute left on the clock. Plenty of time. This fight that might be about to take place in B main could be super important. Just a jiggle. Sushi Boys is holding that with the stinger. Honestly, it doesn't seem like he should be favored, but with a bit of run and gun and a bit of luck, you never know.
And off the turret contact,
Bam.
here it comes.
Double swing! How does Nags manage to contain that one? Damage. Significant damage being done eventually. Trade it! And that. Okay, that's a Kukli moment. I mean, the man's just jumping and running and gunning.
And it can't get much worse for Xerxia here. Even the trap plays that they set up, it looked like it was going to be so good. And Nags dismisses it, Kesnit with outrageous luck there.
Yeah.
But he was going to get the kill either way, I think. It's just so difficult. Such low health. There's a bit of a response, though.
It is a response.
Could this be a doable 2v3? Cruz with another headshot.
Yeah. I mean, Kesnit is so low here. If they wanted any shot, a stinger from that range.
The weapon's broken. Leviathan knew it.
God almighty, what am I watching? If this is the next patch, I'm uninstalling.
I don't think you'll be able to pull that off, though. That's a scary moment. But he just has to die to the spike.
Yeah.
All of it for naught.
The percentage play.
And 6 rounds up. KRU,
Absolute demon mode.
one of the biggest carries we have in the tournament, living up to it.
Close knife, the Prowler. Position's already being taken and he's got the confidence. Duels to try and fight. Putting the orbs up onto Mazzino here.
Could be a fight in A main as well happening, as you see Nags and Surf. Surf creeping out with the operator. But Surf looks like he's playing it conservatively.
Yeah. Just holding the angles from one another.
And this is what KRU were not doing on their defense. They weren't pushing people up like this. They weren't putting the alarm bot in mid.
Creeping, crawling. Multiple fights that might be about to take place!
And Nax wins it!
An equal exchange on a different sides of the map. The Cruise is going to be swinging out wide. Just return the fire. Nice stun as well. He hopping into the paranoia there. Players are really locked up and they have nowhere to run.
Nowhere to prevail through this match.
Crew so far are champs in the one match they have played. These leads occasionally escape them. Can't afford to let it happen, and Kesner has no intention of letting it escape them. Just glides across the screen, barely react.
And Surf, who's normally the first duel king for Xerxia, is getting rocked.
And guess what? Okay, barrage of the knives just coming straight down into mid. The teammates though, scatter full of bullets.
It feels like Kesnit's had enough.
Yeah.
Like, guys, why are we waiting around? Let's just win this game.
Let's get the map done. This pace has been injected though. The players have over-rotated. You can see Xerxia, they do have.
I mean, massively
watching.
over-rotated.
Yeah, I mean, it's been red. The spike is going over towards A.
Massively over-rotated. Crew
Oh
are playing this
my.
defense like a fiddle.
And yeah, he will get eventually dealt with, but not before 3 in the round for him. It's essentially done. At this point, Crew would have to throw it all away, I think.
Scary.
Just go into that match point, that series point.
Yeah, Scary would have to win a 1v5 ace in order to avoid the match point. And it's slipping away from Xerxia. It's slipping away from the Thai team.
Backs against the wall here, Josh.
You can hear Kesnit running in spawn. I mean, Kesnit's just running with his knife out.
Yeah.
Distracting as Delzik swings around the corner. And Crew are 1 step away.
Faster play through main. There's a flash over the top. That does set up the angle. Gets Kesnit in. Right into A main. Affords him a lot of freedom, and look at how confident this guy is. Not
He's
a care in the
feeling it.
world.
No, not even slightly. I mean, no one can stand up to him in duels right now.
And it's just him showing presence right now, but I mean, the guy is so confident that maybe that's all it takes. Look at this.
He doesn't care. He knows that other people are scared of him. For the Xerxia players, they're so fearful of taking duels against Kesnit. He's winning 2 out of 3.
At this point, I think Crew have played this slowly but surely. There's a lot of ultimates on the defensive side of Xerxia they could use to try and contest this one. What? Up in the air, no one's dealing with it. And Fox, that is a crucial kill.
That's the utility usage you need to shut down the star Crew player.
Oh, command. Making waves across
Spike
now.
planted.
No more abilities to be used, and Nax's timing. Is it being watched for, Fox? He heard it. He heard something at least. A bit of running gun to avoid and evade. Dodging, juking, just needs to survive, but Crew, one after another. It's down to Cruz. He's got the ultimate, he's got the weapon. But he's got to just fight through tooth and nail every single position. The crossfire locked down, and that is that. Crew move forwards in the tournament, and they will send Xerxia home.
Xerxia leaning back on their old school comps, not going for anything too crazy today. But no matter the game plan, Crew had the read. A very odd series with the